100 MCQs on Constitution of India, Part 2. 1. The design of the national flag was adopted by the Constituent Assembly of India in July 1947. 2. The Constitution of India was enacted by a Constituent Assembly set up under the Cabinet Mission Plan 1946, option D. 3. A bill in the Imperial Legislative Council for compulsory and free primary education was introduced by option C. Gopal Krishna Gokhale. 4. Who among the following was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constitution? Answer: B.R. Ambedkar. 5. The Constituent Assembly which framed the Constitution for Independent India was set up in 1946. 6. The Constitution of India was enacted by a Constituent Assembly set up under the Cabinet Mission Plan 1946. 7. Who among the following was not a member of the Constituent Assembly established in July 1946? Answer: Mahatma Gandhi. 8. What is the special constitutional position of Jammu and Kashmir? It has its own constitution. 9. On whose recommendation was the Constituent Assembly formed? Answer: Cabinet Mission Plan. 10. Which of the following acts gave representation to the Indians for the first time in legislation? Answer: Government of India Act 1935. 11. Which of the following was adopted from the Maurya dynasty in the emblem of Government of India? Answer: 4 lions. 12. Who presided over the inaugural meeting of the Constituent Assembly of India? Answer: Sasidananda Sinha. 13. The idea of the Constitution of India was first of all given by Sri M. N. Roy. 14. The Constitution of India was promulgated on January 26, 1950 because this day was being celebrated as the Independence Day since 1929. 15. The first session of the Constituent Assembly was held in New Delhi. 16. The members of the Constituent Assembly were elected by provincial assemblies. 17. The Indian Constitution was enforced on 26th of January 1950. 18. The Constitution of India was adopted by the Constituent Assembly. 19. How long did the Constituent Assembly take to finally pass the Constitution? Answer: about 3 years since December 9, 1946. 20. The Office of Governor General of India was created by Charter Act 1833. 21. Who was the chairman of the Constituent Assembly? Answer: Dr. Rajendra Prasad. 22. When did Mr. Attlee, Prime Minister of England, announce the transfer of power to the Indians? Answer: June 1948. 23. The Constituent Assembly was created by Cabinet Mission Plan. Constitution names our country as India, that is Bharat. 25. The demand for the Constituent Assembly was put forward by Indian National Congress in 1936 at its session held at Faizpur. 26. A constitution is the basic structure defining the powers of the state and the rights and duties of the citizens. 27. The Cabinet Mission to India was headed by Lord Patrick Lawrence. 28. Cripps Mission visited India in 1942. 29. Which of the following rights was described by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as the heart and soul of the Constitution? Answer: right to constitutional remedies. 30. Who proposed the preamble before the drafting committee of the Constitution? Answer: Jawaharlal Nehru. 31. Who was the first Speaker of the Lok Sabha? Answer: Malvankar. 32. The state of Bombay was bifurcated into Maharashtra and Gujarat on May 1, in the year 1960. 33. Which of the following is correct regarding the Indian Constitution? Answer. It is a mixture of several constitutions. 34. Which of the following union territories attained statehood in February 1987? Answer. Arunachal Pradesh. 35. The 25th Indian state to achieve statehood is Goa. 36. Chairman of Constitution Drafting Committee at the time of independence was B.R. Ambedkar. 37. The demand for a constitution made by the people of India without outside interference was officially asserted by the National Congress in 1935. 38. The Constituent Assembly for Undivided India first met on 9th of December 1946. 39. When was the Madras state renamed Tamil Nadu? Answer. 1969. 40. In 1938, who among the following definitely formulated his demand for a Constituent Assembly elected on the basis of adult franchise? Answer. Jawaharlal Nehru. 41. The first state to become bifurcated after independence was Bombay. 42. When the Constituent Assembly for the Dominion of India reassembled on 31st October 1947, its reduced membership was 299. 43. For the philosophy underlying our Constitution, the Historic Objectives Resolution was moved in the Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947 by Jawaharlal Nehru. 44. Which of the following writs is issued by the court in case of illegal detention of a person? Answer. Habeas corpus. 45. Which of the following cases cannot be filed directly in the Supreme Court? Answer. Disputes between two or more states. 46. Which is not an eligibility criteria for appointment as a judge of the High Court? Answer. A. Must have been an advocate of High Court for no less than 10 years. 47. Judicial review function of the Supreme Court means the power to option C. Examine the constitutional validity of the laws. 48. The High Courts in India were first started at Bombay, Madras and Calcutta. 49. For the enforcement of fundamental rights, the Supreme Court may issue a or an option B writ. 50. Besides its permanent seat at Delhi, the Supreme Court can also meet at any other place as decided by the Chief Justice of India in consultation with the President. 51. What is meant by a court of record? Answer. The court that preserves all its records. Option D. 52. Judges of High Court are appointed by the President. 53. After retirement, a judge of a High Court can undertake practice in option A. Any other court except the same court. 54. The age of retirement of the judges of the High Court is 65 years. 55. Separation of the judiciary from the executive is enjoined by directive principles of state policy. 56. The Chief Justice and other judges of the High Court are appointed by the President. 57. Which High Court has jurisdiction over the state of Arunachal Pradesh? Answer. Guwahati High Court. 58. A judge of the Supreme Court of India is to hold office until he attains the age of 65 years. 59. The President of India referred the Ayodhya issue to the Supreme Court of India under which article? Answer. Article 143. 60. Judicial review signifies that the Supreme Court can review cases decided by the High Courts. 61. Which one of the following comes under the jurisdiction of both the High Court and the Supreme Court? Answer. Protection of the fundamental rights. Option C. 62. Cognizable offense refers to an offense where option B. Police can register a case without formal complaints. 63. Under the writ of mandamus, the court can direct the government to do or not to do a thing. 64. Which of the following writs is a bulwark of personal freedom? Answer option B, habeas corpus. 65. The high courts at Calcutta, Madras and Bombay were established under the Indian High Courts Act of 1861. Option C. 66. Appointment of officers and servants of a high court are made by the Chief Justice of the High Court. Option B. 67. Salaries of the judges of the Supreme Court are drawn from the Consolidated Fund. 68. The Constitution gives the powers of superintendence over all subordinate courts to the High Courts under Article 227. Option B. 69. Which of the following High Courts covers more than one state or union territories? Answer Guwahati High Court. 70. Which of the following writs may be issued to enforce a fundamental rights? Answer habeas corpus. 71. The total number of high courts in India at present is? Answer 21. 72. The judges of the Supreme Court can be removed from office by? Option A. President on request of Parliament. 73. The authority competent to suspend the operation of fundamental rights guaranteed under the Constitution of India is President. 74. Which is the highest and final judicial tribunal in respect of the Constitution of India? Answer Supreme Court of India. 75. Which of the following is an extensive original jurisdiction given by the Constitution of India to the Supreme Court? Answer option A. Enforcement of fundamental rights. 76. The High Court of West Bengal, Calcutta has got the additional jurisdiction to hear cases from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Option D. 77. Which of the following is enforceable in a court of law? And the answer is option A, fundamental rights. 78. In whom are the powers of judicial review vested in India? Answer Supreme Court and all the high courts. 79. There is no appeal except on a point of law against the decisions of the small causes courts. Option B. 80. The lowest court of revenue is that of a? Option A, naib tehsildar. 81. The first class magistrates are competent to award sentence of imprisonment up to 2 years. 82. Which is the highest court of appeal in India? Answer Supreme Court. 83. To ensure impartiality, the retired Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court are debarred from practicing law. Answer C. In any court of India. 84. Who decides the number of judges in a high court? Answer President. 85. Who is appointed as an ad hoc judge of the Supreme Court? Answer. A sitting judge of a high court duly qualified for appointment as a Supreme Court judge. 86. Which of the following is covered under the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court? Answer. Disputes between two states of the Indian Union. Option D. 87. Which high court in India has held that the pronouncement of talaq thrice in one go is illegal? Answer. Allahabad High Court. Option D. 88. The small causes court can hear cases involving a maximum amount of rupees 2000. 89. The power of the Supreme Court to review any judgment pronounced or order made by its previously is provided in Article 137. Option D. 90. A common high court for two or more states and union territory may be established by Parliament by law. Option A. 91. Which of the following amendments curtailed the power of judicial review of the Supreme Court and High Court? Answer: 42nd Amendment, option D. 92. Under a single integrated hierarchical judicial system, the High Court in the states are directly under the Supreme Court. 93. A judge of a Supreme Court may resign his office by writing under his hand addressed to the President. 94. The appellate jurisdiction of the Supreme Court does not involve, option D, disputes arising out of pre-constitution treaties and agreements. 95. Which of the following is not a writ issued by a superior court to an inferior court? Answer: quo warranto. 96. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is appointed by the President alone. Option B. 97. The concept of the judicial review has been borrowed from the Constitution of USA. Option C. 98. Which Amendment Act conferred on the Supreme Court the jurisdiction to transfer cases from one high court to another? Answer: 42nd Amendment. Question number 99. The only union territory which has a high court of its own. Answer: Delhi. Option B. The only union territory which has a high court of its own is Delhi. 100. The Supreme Court originally consisted of how many other judges besides the Chief Justice? And the answer is option D, 7. Thank you.